me Tuesday on Wednesday, March 17th. Top of the morning to you. If this were a normal times, I would probably be trying to figure out where I would be getting my corned beef and cabbage for lunch today, but it's not, so I'll have to figure something else out. With the strange weather that just came into town, it'll probably be soup. We actually had snow last night. You'll see that the quilt that was on the wall is no longer there, and the Safari Bear is there again now. Safari Bear is probably the next top I'll work on for Linus, but I'm probably going to keep it baby-sized, baby to toddler-sized, because of the picture, and also because I've already got like 2 borders on there. I mean, how many flipping borders am I going to do? I might do blocks next. I don't know. We'll see. It's up there to inspire me. What have I been doing crafty-wise? I finally did something with my Cricut. It's down here. I don't think you can see it. I got a cart for it on Amazon, and that has a few drawers to keep supplies and stuff in. In an effort to make some more space in this room, I've decided that I'm going to set up a space to work with the Cricut and to where it can live, have sort of a Cricut crafting area in the dining room. So there's room to do that in there. I just need to clean. Meanwhile, I did make something with the Cricut, long story short. And that is, you remember these pretzel bins that I brought home from work? I had, when I first got the Cricut, I had bought some Cricut premium vinyl, removable vinyl, and it was just a little assortment. It didn't come with a lot in there because the Cricut brand stuff from Michael's is kind of expensive. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet, so I just bought like one little assorted package of that. And I made labels for my bins. So now it looks like it was meant to store scraps and isn't just a random bucket. It would be nice if I could get rid of this and cover it up, but I mean, I could with a big sticker or something. But this way, it looks, to me, nicer, and I know immediately which one of these has the strips, and which is this one, which one has the strips, and which one is the non-strips scraps. Say that 10 times fast. And then I also ordered on Amazon an assortment of heat transfer vinyl, because that was another thing I wanted to be able to do. And basically it was recommended when you're starting out with the Cricut to start out with paper projects, but I really don't have interest in making cards. So it said, you know, then you progress to vinyl, and then you progress to heat transfer vinyl. And since I had such success, you know, first time around with the vinyl, I went ahead and ordered some heat transfer vinyl. And this is a great, it was pretty affordable. It was not expensive at all. And I don't have a heat press, but my iron is exactly like Jeannie's. I think we both bought them on Amazon. They're dry iron, so there's no holes on the bottom, so they work well for pressing, doing heat transfer, as long as it's small. Because it doesn't like leave holes on anything. I love this iron. I'm with you, Jeannie. This is probably the best iron I've ever owned. And when it dies, I'm just going to buy another one. So I've already done one project. I'm not going to show you that because it's for something we'll talk about later. Once the recipient has it. It has instructions. Has complete instructions on the inside. This is like a whole, I mean, there's a bunch in here. A bunch of different colors. This is just regular. It got really soft. I will say that it turned out much softer than I expected after it was pressed. So I was really impressed with this cheap vinyl. And the plan for that, at the same time that I ordered the vinyl, I ordered flour sack towels. And rather than these were cheap, and rather than, you know, buy a bunch of t-shirts and try things on, I thought it'd be a good thing to try. Be a nice, simple, you know, rectangular surface, and I could put, like, I don't know, kitchen conversions or something like that. There's a lot of files already out there that you can use with your Silhouette or your Cricut. So I'm going to start with towels and then progress to shorts, I think. And then was chatting with Jennifer, and she mentioned, Jennifer O, and she mentioned that they realized that they were short of baby size quilts for the Linus Connection in Austin, and I had some that were the perfect size, or actually they were a little small, they were closer to newborn size, so I just added a border to each of them, and one of them was the one that was up here with the chevrons and the safari animals or whatever. And so I added a border to it, and I added a border to the giraffe quilt, the Giraffes and Dots quilt, and made them just the right size. And I loaded them on the Moxie frame. What I did was I had a bunch of this fabric. You'll remember I used this on a similar one to this that I got at the same time. Someone had donated to Linus a bunch of yardage. And I have used the other one on a back, at least one quilt, maybe two. I think it was two. Or it might have been one really big quilt. This is all that's left. It's about 30 inches maybe. So it can be pieced into another back, or it could be, you know, used for something else. But I like using, when something's got a really large scale print like this, I like using it on a back. And because then you don't cut it up and lose the pretty picture. But anyway, I used this for the backing for both, and the way I did that was, on Sunday, I loaded the entire width of my leaders, which are 90 inches. My leaders are 90 inches long for the backing, and I loaded, I cut the yardage of this to 90 inches with the fabric. I left the selvages on, and I loaded it sideways along the length, so 90 this way with the width of fabric coming toward me, because both of those quilt tops were small enough that their width was 36 inches for each of them. And so 42, the width of fabric was fine for backing. And I loaded them on sideways, butted up end to end, lengthwise, and I'll insert pictures at the end. But I loaded those on, and then did the same thing with my batting, and that actually used up the end of my roll of batting that I bought a year ago. It was like, I think, a 6 or 10 yards of 90-inch wide. And so I just have remnants of that left. But I was able to do that all the way across because it was supposed to be 90-inch wide. It actually turned out to be at 94 inches wide, and that tends to happen with batting. It's always usually a little wider than what it says on the package. But loaded that on, and then laid the quilt tops on there, end to end, sideways, with the center between the two quilts being the center of the backing and the batting. And that way I had plenty of room, and I just did one big meander across both of them. Worked fantastically. And within a few hours, I loaded, quilted, and bound 2 baby quilts. I look forward to watching all y'all's videos, and I will see you next week. Bye!